Hey guys, sorry for that incredibly, ridiculously bad moment there. For some reason, my stream just decided that it didn't want to work, so I had to get out, get back in again, and start all over again. It was a massive, massive problem, obviously, because it's delayed me now by like 6 minutes, which is the worst. Yeah, Stream Elements, thanks for messing that last 6 minutes up. Amazing. Hopefully you guys can hear that soundtrack, and of course a lot of people will be happy because you're already seen that it's like the 2007 soundtrack for SmackDown vs. Raw, because let's face it, it is amazing. It is probably one of the best soundtracks ever for a WWE game, so I thought I'd stick it on because we've got a lot of stuff that we got to go through, we've got a lot of stuff that we got to do. And as you guys probably know, I spend a lot of time doing the reboots, which is what I'm here doing tonight. I'm going to be doing some of the reboots so you can see kind of how I do things, kind of what my process is, how I go about it. And of course, if you guys want to ask me any questions, then please feel free. I will come back to you in the chat as much as I possibly can. So I am checking the chat. It is right here. Like staring me in the face, and for some reason it's not turned on dark mode, which means it's horrible to look at. But man, yeah. Can I change the... No, I can't even change this. That is truly amazing. Can I just turn that off and then turn it back on again? I can. But it doesn't do anything. Okay, so for this we are going to be doing some reboot stuff. I'm going to mention this now because this is a possibility that it may happen somewhere further down the line. And that will be that once I start doing these a little bit more consistently, I may possibly open up the Discord channel. So some of you guys can come on and ask me some questions like live while I'm live streaming. You can be part of it. It's good to get the community guys involved. So it's nice to see everybody on here. Yeah, should dial down the soundtrack. I did put it down. It is down like to minus 25 decibels. Just put it down a little bit more. That's probably good. I think. Maybe. Let's take a look at some of the chat on here. Thank you for following there, Diego T. What is happening? And why isn't my... Oh, okay. It's kind of working. Why isn't this... What is this? Why aren't you working? That's amazing. So that area there is supposed to be my chat, and that's not coming up. Why? Why? So many technical issues. You know what? I'm just going to turn it off. It's not necessary right now. I'll fix it later. It's fine. I'm just going to check out the chat and go through and see some stuff on here. So, let's take a look. Yeah, Super Nitro, you will. Let's take a look. Can't help but rock out some of these. Let's take a look. We'll possibly create a Fight Pit download I can use on PS4. I'm not sure what you mean by there, stupid Steve. Do you think 2K is secretly updating 2K20 from Crash Bandicoot? No, they are leaving that to rot because it is a terrible pile of... It's okay. I'm gonna put something to bed here. Cutting me off, CE. I'm gonna put something to bed here. It is not the... it's the worst game, but it's not like it's unplayable now. It is playable, but it is just not great. You know what I mean? So instead, what we've done is they're going to leave that as it is. They're not going to touch it. It's pointless. That fork of the game for the software that they use, it is dead. They can't do anything with it. It is so trash. So they've binned how they worked and what they were working on with WWE 2K20. They binned that line of code. They just said, nah, not touching that. And they're stripping everything back. And they're putting it back in something better. So this should be good. Bobby Lee, I will do a Discord, so this should be cool. Let's take a look at more of these. 2K needs to hire you. Well, let's take a look. What am I rebooting today? No, this is going to be the MyCareer. So I'm going to pull up my Photoshop, because Photoshop is what I use. You may be familiar with these. DJ Deadly, are you ever open to collabing with other people? Yes, always am. Always working. This actual one, which you can see in the bottom, is the menus, and the story trailer for this one is actually a massive collab. Now, I'm not going to reveal who's going to be in this collab just yet, but let's just say there are some serious heavy hitters that I've done some voiceover for the story trailer. Like, it is going to be good when it's all done. What features do you see in WWE 2K22? Brad, I see a lot of features in 2K22. I hear things on the grapevine, shall we say, and it's sounding promising already, so it should be good. Let's take a look. It's a shame 2K20 is buggy because its career mode was very fun. I can't say it was fun. What about a new engine? Nah, they won't get a new engine, Jesse. Mainly the reason for that is because they have about 20 years worth of animations and everything in there that completely work with this engine. And really, the whole thing just needs updating. You look at the NBA engine, it's been the same engine for a long time, but it's because Visual Concepts actually have worked on that engine since day one, whereas the 2K WWE engine was given to them by Ukes. And if you know anything about coding, you've got lots and lots of lines of code. If you kind of know what you're doing, you can kind of strip through, but it takes a little while to work out what thing is. But usually coders leave notes in it to say what each thing is and what it does and what it relates to somewhere else down the line. Now imagine that you're a coder and you look at this and you're going, yeah, but I don't see how that connects together. I'll just look at the notes. So you look at the notes that were left by the developer who's coded it all in, and instead of it being in English, it's in Japanese. And Japanese does not fully translate to English and vice versa, so things can be lost in translation. So, let's see what I can do. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and then I'm going to take you through what we're going to be doing here today. Let's take a look. Are you considering my proposal and considering releasing your own WWE 2K Reboot mod? Kid Max. I would if I knew how, but I don't. So that's sadly not going to happen. Are you going to make a WWE Online Reboot video too? Lokesh, that is on the cards, so don't worry. War Games Match needs to be added. Possibly. Special guest referee, I'd say that's a shoo-in for 2K22. Like, I'd say that's pretty much a certainty. There has to be. Right. So, let's go through... Oh, there's one more that's caught my eye. Phenomenal Emerald. Would you like a draft game mode where you try to draft the most popular people online? Do you know, I like the whole idea of an online draft with other people, but in my mind it's making it work the way that it could work, potentially without any issues. And I've always said this because people are always like, oh, what about online universe mode? And I always thought to myself, online universe mode would be cool. But at the same time, if you want to play a universe mode and you've made this universe mode like a sick universe mode, let's face it, because you can make a sick universe mode and you can go, oh man, this is my save, I can't wait. And even though it's my guys and my friends that play with me, you can't move forward without them because they have to play their shows as well, and it kind of have to roll in sequence, which is where the issues come with playing online, unless you just take it completely online. But then you've got this cool save that you can't touch unless your friends are playing with you, and that's what gets me with that mode. Local, go local multiplayer, do it. That's how it should be. DJ, do you have an email where I can reach for possible collaboration? I have my email. It's in my Twitter. My Twitter DMs are usually open as well, so check it out. Drop it in there. I get a lot of DMs, like weird. I get a lot of DMs. Didn't expect it. So, yeah. If once I see it, I'll reply to it when I can. And when do you think WWE 2K video games are going to look exactly like in real life? Possibly on PS6. Yeah. Maybe PS5 would probably be. I'm honestly saying to you that a lot of you have no faith in the next game. I personally, because I've spoken to Patrick on the mine call, that I actually have more faith in the management who it's being led by this year over these next 18 months than I have previously, because there would seem to be a lot of bad decisions that were being made down through the course of the timeline. They just seem to be getting slightly worse and worse and worse. And the problem being is that when somebody's constantly making decisions and they trip up, and then they go, oh man, how do I make this work again? And they come up with something else, and the things get more and more absurd, and it's just like, no, you've gone from fixing a crack it's like fixing a crack in the wall. Like, at first, you use plaster, and then maybe the plaster will crack as well, and then you think, okay, well this time I'm gonna have to use sellotape, and you're like, well that's not going to make it any better, and then obviously that stops working, and then they go, okay, well now I'm going to have to use an actual band-aid, and it's like, no, stop what you're doing, just fix the wall with some proper concrete or something. It's kind of like, it's a metaphor, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to come to this which you can see right, I keep hitting this, it's really annoying. You can see here, this is the main menu. Oh, it's not one of them. It's one of the main menus. Right now, I've actually moved on to the second menu. You may be familiar with it if you've seen my work on Twitter, you've seen it on the stories that I leave up on YouTube. Right now, I'm trying to keep it all together. So right now, you're seeing the locker room menu reboot. So we've done the ready one, which is the first one. Let me open that one up so you can see a difference. Is it this one? I believe it's this one. Yes. Right. Okay. So this one. Ready, locker room, calendar. So this one's obviously got the performance center. You've got your attributes, your abilities, your milestones, your contract, your unlockables. What I've done is I've basically just completely copied this one because I want to kind of keep this base layer, because the problem is when you make all these reboots, you're not just making one screen, you're making the 3 base screens, the ready, the locker room, and the calendar, and then you've got all the damn sub menus as well. So effectively you've got 1, 2, 3, and then all the things there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's technically 7 menus times by 3, that's like 21 menus. I've got a lot to do in this. I love doing this. I just dig myself into a weird corner. It's awful. But we do have the attributes pretty much done, so that one has been sorted. So when I switch this over, I completely copy this one as it is, back over to this one, and then I kind of decide what I need to put in this one. So for the locker room at the moment, you've got your edit superstar, because let's face it, that's where you're going to go to edit your superstar. In career mode, you're going to go to the superstar page in the locker room. You're going to have your career history. So, Mark, come on, man. Hey, this Jet Gaming. Thank you for popping into the chat. So, you're going to have your career history in this one for this reboot. Career history is going to be super cool because let's face it, when you're playing through a MyCareer mode, if you've seen the 2K21 MyCareer mode reboot that I did, this is kind of playing off that a lot. It's going to take all the suggestions that I did in that one and kind of mold them a little bit more into something a bit cooler. So the career history, because this career is going to go on for a long time, it's going to be a long thing, and it's going to be interwoven with story throughout the way. It's not going to be a linear story anymore like you've had in 19 and 20. My vision for it is completely different. My vision is you actually play a career, but you don't just go day to day or play a whole story right through. Decisions that you make, branching decisions, will affect the story, and also certain aspects of things will only happen on certain days, certain times, and certain years, and it'll take some things to activate them. So basically you're getting a season mode I'm bringing a season mode back, essentially, because that's what you guys would want. That's what would make sense. So the career history is going to be probably one of the most fun things to look back on, because everybody's career history could be unique. And what I'd hope for at least, is that your career history would allow you to go back and play pivotal matches in your career. So in the career history, you may have hit like 10, 15 years in the business. It may be your very first WrestleMania, and you might face in your very first WrestleMania, I don't know, Seth Rollins for the WWE Heavyweight Championship, and you can go back and play that match again. But that becomes part of your career history. It's a massive log of everything on there. Oh, thank you, This Gen Gaming. Thank you for the donation of £5. That's crazy, man. Thank you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick look on here and see what people have been saying. Kid Max the Great, can you teach how you reboot games and how you come up with the ideas? Well, I suppose that's kind of what I'm doing now. If AEW Games comes out with 2K22 comes out, sales are going to drop big time for 2K. Depends what the AEW game's like. Don't know anything about it yet. Will you be able to make your own decisions and WWE 2K22, and also will there be actual real cities you can travel to for different arenas within MyCareer mode? Well, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be the case for real, but I do think that will be possible in mine. That's what I believe anyway. Please, the font name for Connor Creed text. I keep these things to myself. Can you do a story creative reboot where all the cutscenes are added and you are given the chance to import a story into universe mode? That's a possibility. Let's take a leak. Have we got anything else? Holy crap, this is cool. Concepts. Hello, Casper. Yeah, kind of like a season mode. So, will you ever do AW video game career mode concept? Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. This is the problem. Because it wouldn't be like me rebooting anything. It would have to be a whole new... I suppose it wouldn't be a reboot. It would just be a boot? Yeah? Will Patrick focus on women in 2K22 as well as the men? They kind of always half-assed. Yeah, I tell you what, honestly, Crash Bandicoot, I've spoken to Patrick, and yes, they are focusing on women. They have got some good people that are very good at creating women, that have a lot of input on how to make the women better in WWE 2K games, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to be better. Yeah. Okay. One final question will be for PlayStation 4. I don't make the real games, so if this was mine, new, because I'd expect that it would be coming out on PlayStation 5. Think custom music could be in 2K22? Probably. Maybe, but not through anything like Spotify. You're welcome, Crash. Hey, Razorblade. Might send you my idea. Aaron, if you want to send me any ideas, DMs are open on Twitter. I was saying earlier that I do get a lot of DMs, so I kind of sift through them and see what people are saying and get back to people as soon as I can. 2K Games wants Sky for short. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Do you think WWE will bring back Road to WrestleMania, or rather a reboot from you? I don't know. Am I getting Battlegrounds? Yes. Paddy! NBA 2K is way better hair physics than WWE 2K, unfortunately. John Cena! I almost didn't see you there. The reason for that is because NBA has been working on their engine. The VC team, the Visual Concepts team, has been working on their engine for a very, very, very long time, whereas Visual Concepts has inherited theirs from Ukes. So, in this instance, blame Ukes. It's their physics engine. Right, so, what I'm doing at the moment is, as I was saying, career history in this is going to be pivotal. Like, you're going to want to go back through it and take a look at your however many year career is. It's going to be pretty cool. You're going to be able to see like how well you do, but you are going to have a time limit. You are going to have a time limit on how long you can play as this person. So was their physics engine, yeah. So the other one is that you're going to be able to visit the GM, which you can see over here. These graphics are going to be changed out, but you are going to be able to visit the GM. You're going to be able to discuss things with the GM, whether you want to start a rivalry up with somebody or anything like that. You're going to have relationships. Relationships are going to be absolutely pivotal in this new mode that I'm going to be doing for you, this MyCareer Reboot, because you're going to have to manage your wrestling friends and foes, your rivals, your tag team partners, stable members, because stables will be part of this as well. You'll be able to start a stable or join a stable depending on how you form people with rivalries and relationships. So it's all going to be massively pivotal. Who do I think should be the cover star of 2K22? Depends who's having the stellar year between now and a few months before the game comes out, I think. Hi, the one true renegade Ryan. So, let's bring this up quick. Let's take a look. I don't think there will be anything on there, unfortunately, regarding that. Let's take a quick look. So, going through over this, I don't know whether anybody's kind of asked any questions regarding this, because there's a lot here on this right-hand side. There's a lot that I talk about. There's a lot that I talk about. There's a lot that I've actually put on here. So you can see that you've got your currency, 50,000, VC, your experience points, which is 5,000. These two things are kind of like, I've changed them round, because in my version of career mode, as I've said in the 2K21, there's no loot boxes. None. I don't have loot boxes. It's not happening. Instead, you earn experience by wrestling matches. You use that experience to level up your superstar and to train him in the performance center. Oh, okay. Just to let you know as well, for some reason, I have an order coming from a delivery, which delivers really late at night. I don't know why. So I've got something coming in a minute, so I'm probably going to have to leave you here empty. But don't worry, it'll be fine. So yeah, it's going to change up. There's going to be no buying loot crates to unlock moves. You're going to spend experience points to unlock moves, and then train and do things to up your levels. You're going to be living as a superstar, as a WWE superstar, as a wrestler. That's what you're going to be doing. There will be no locked moves. You will have to buy them with experience and then do some training with them to, level them up and stuff. So it's kind of like that. I'm not going to go anywhere. All I'm going to do is the stream's going to kind of just be left like this with a blank screen where my face is. It's fine. So, it says obviously the name Performance Center. This is where you are at the moment, because he is a level 5 and a level 6. He is the performance center. He's not in NXT yet. That's where he is. Overall, he's at 70, and he's a vicious heel. Now, this heel, this alignment dynamic, is gonna be ridiculously cool, because I got ideas about this. So, and yes, there will be injuries. There will be injuries through this. So the vicious heel, the whole thing with this, it's going to be an alignment dynamic, which is going to affect how you play the game in matches. You can change this, but you kind of have to earn the change. You can't just change it. So instead, vicious heels, when you play during a game, if you play as a vicious heel, is that my... I think that is. I think that's my delivery. Just turning in. I'm going to be back in a minute. Don't worry. But yeah, actually, not going to go just yet because he's just pulling all the way in. Fantastic. So yes, if you play as a vicious heel during a match, there are certain things that you do as a vicious heel. Your momentum's going to go up a lot faster because you're going to play that play style. That's the whole point of it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly pop this down here, and I will be back very shortly. It ain't about where you're from, homeboys, where you at. Scrap it, beat me on the dice. Yeah, it's cool, I'll be back, cause I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you think. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. Hey, filthy, got me, Lil John, got me. I got a bigger squad. How you gon' stop me? Y'all need to watch me rise to the top. My ish gon' sell, your ish gon' flop. Lil John, got me, 50, got me. I got a bigger family. How you gon' stop me? Y'all need to watch me rise to the top. My ish gon' sell, your ish gon' flop. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you think. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Yeah, shout out what you think. Hey. Oh, okay. That was nice and quick and easy. Sorted. So, and thank you, Toxic. Thank you. That is nice to hear. So, as I was saying, had to go and get my package there. That's all delivered now. Very nice. The vicious heel, the whole heel face dynamic alignment, the way that you play, it's going to be kind of different style. So yeah, there is going to be vicious heel is one of them. It's one of those people that you will concentrate solely. Say for instance, if you face somebody who's got an injury, if you deliberately target that injured place constantly over and over and over, or even if they're not injured and you constantly attack one limb or a head, or you do something very, very dangerous, such as using, chairs around the neck and stomping on and things like that, your momentum will skyrocket. But if you do stuff like that a face would do, then your momentum's just gonna go up not as much. If you just play as a normal wrestler, it's gonna go up as normal. But if you play to your strengths, to your dynamic, to your alignment, you're going to see huge momentum boosts and you're going to be beating people up all over the place. So that's kind of the point of that. You'll see that you've got below it, you've got your legacy. Right now, it says that Connor Creed is recruit. The overall thing of this is you well, yeah, this career mode is basically the whole point is legacy. This whole build that I'm doing for WWE 2K22, this reboot series I'm doing, the way that I vision the game, I mean, it's a bit much really, but the way I vision the game, it's all about legacy. It's all about how much you can do. Oh God. So, Joshua, how does relationship initiation work? How do you manage these relationships? So, at the beginning, when you go to the ready screen, which I'll just switch back to on here, you'll be going to the performance center. So in the performance center, you'll be interacting with people there. So, you know, you'll be with other inductees, because it's not just going to be you in this career mode. There will be other WWE superstars, and there will also be randomly generated characters as well, that may or may not make it up through the ranks with you, because you're going to be playing this mode as if your character is going through years. So don't expect for your character to do 30 years on the roster and then face The Undertaker, because The Undertaker will be like, what, 70 or 80 at the least? So yeah, it's not something that's going to happen. If your character is going to like super shoot up the rankings, you may be able to lure out certain legends for matches at WrestleMania. That's kind of the idea. So yeah, you'll be able to build relationships in this version. You'll be able to unlock milestones as well, as you can see from the ready screens, which will basically be things that you'll be conquering, whether it'll be your first match in NXT, your NXT debut, you know, beating people up with chairs. So you'll get like a certain milestone for that, for the amount of wins that you get. There's going to be a lot that's going through this, which is why I'm having to build all of these out. So I'm going to go back to this whole locker room area on here. This, I haven't quite decided what this is for. And the store is from... No, the store is from here. So the store is completely for the locker room. The reason the store's in there is because the store isn't for you to buy stuff. I'm dropping, in my version, I say this like I'm making the game, my version in the store, there is no monetization. It's not a monetized game. There's no microtransactions. It's nothing like that. The store, you're going to buy weapons to take with you to the ring, which will break over time, so you'll need to replace them. It's for ring gear, if you want to change your ring gear and things like that. It's for if you get injured and you need to pay for surgeries, because in WWE, you're not an employee, you're a contractor, so you need to take care of your own stuff really as well. I mean, WWE do help you out with a lot of stuff, but still. There's a lot to cover in it. You know, when it comes to this sort of thing, there's a lot of options for the store. So currency won't be as bad. It's mainly the experience points that you'll be wanting to earn. Currency will come second nature. You'll be unlocking stuff with the currency anyway. So let's take a look at what we can do with this. Oh, and you can see your next unlock as well when you get to... Thanks for the subscription, Blake. Do I need two of you telling me that, Streamlabs? Thanks. So you can see that you will also have merch sales. Merch sales are back. That's one thing you'll be able to do. You'll be able to go to the store and you'll be able to buy and sell your own merchandise via WWE.com. That's something else that I've got to put in. Maybe that can be the one that's over here. Go on here, and this will tell you all the things. You can go to WWE.com, see your profile. Maybe it could be in career history or something. Not sure. Haven't thought about all that yet. But yeah, merch sales will be back, so you'll actually be able to sell t-shirts and see how it goes. Peyton McGrath, thank you for the subscription. There's a lot to go through. Could you get popularity by joining things like up, up, down, down, or the bump? I think that things like that would really be a good idea. Any advice for someone, me, asking for a friend, starting freshman year this year? Do you know what? Just always be yourself, man. That's one thing I'll always say. I'm giving life advice now too. Just always be yourself, man. And if people don't like you, then it doesn't matter. Just don't talk to them. Just move on and find somebody else that does. Phantasm Walls, Sub Viking, be seeing your work, keep it up as always. Future developer. I'd like to think future game designer. Developers not my alley. Too much coding, too much stress. Designer's better. Can there be free roam in WWE 2K22 MyCareer mode? In my version, it's limited free roam. So in essence, if you're gonna go to the performance center, which you will be able to, but eventually what you'll be doing instead of going to the performance center is you'll be going to backstage at Raw when it's Raw, when you get up to Raw or SmackDown or NXT. NXT you'll still be able to go to the performance center. It will be roaming around those areas, so then you can actually talk to and build up your relationships with people, form stables, tag teams, things like that. So there's elements of kayfabe and non-kayfabe as well. There's a lot. Maybe a social media system. I'm thinking that there will be a social media system. Like I said, there's a lot on here to kind of go through, but I wanted to keep this screen that has Conor Creed and all of his stats, like right here. I wanted to keep this on every single screen so you know what's happening with your character all the time. Will Battlegrounds have reversals? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it will. Will it have a neighborhood like NBA? Yeah, well, technically, the Performance Center is like your neighborhood. And yes, in this game, you will be getting injured, and your injury severity will impact... Breaking things, man. Your injury severity will impact your legacy, because obviously if you're going to get severely injured all the time, you ain't going to build up that legacy point. This is the whole point. The whole point is to be like a Hall of Famer. Do I give these ideas to patron because they're great? I like to think, and the Revolution, thank you for subscribing. I like to think that he watches, but then he actually confirms to me that he's watched them and what he likes and what he doesn't like, and where he'd like me to expand on. So yeah, I'd say that I'm in decent contact with him, to be honest with you. Will there be an annual draft where you have to watch the entire draft event until you draft like an NBA draft theme? This is the other thing that I haven't thought too in depth about, but I believe in this mode where I've planned it, there will be a draft. You will be drafted in this mode, but when it comes to things like this, it's not going to be forever. Have we completely run out? How dare you? Does that mean we have to go on to 2008? Yeah, there we go. Stick it on this one. So, I don't know, William, if I'm looking at this. So, I'll go through them. Don't worry, Eshin. So, yes, you will get injured. There will be severity for it, whether it's like leg, back, neck, face, whatever it is. Will the pandemic affect motion capture for 2K22? I'd like to think that the because they will usually start it in the early months, but I don't think it will start. Well, it's not going to start now anyway, but I think it will start later down the line. I think it should be fine as long as you know, they adhere to what they need to adhere to. I mean, let's face it, if we're going to be honest, you see wrestling every week. As long as they follow the precautions, like, it's not like lockdown like it was before. As long as they follow the precautions, they should be able to get those motion capture things done. Let's take a look. Yeah, exactly. Right. So let's go through with this one. There is quite a few things to do, including editing the superstars, career history, visit GM, whatever this was going to be, relationships and store. So I think it's maybe this could be the social media. So for these, generally, like if I'm going to edit the superstar, I could probably just take him, paste him when he's ready. Oh, what are you doing? Right, let's take you all the way to the top. So let's shrink him a bit. Because I want him in there. We can zoom in. Don't. What are you doing? Now, I don't need all of him because I don't know what all his boots and everything like that. So let's just cut him off. Off you go, mate. Will you ever get a career-ending injury? I'd certainly say that it's a possibility if you're completely reckless all the time. Say, for instance, if you decide you want to carry on wrestling with a broken freaking neck, then I would say that it's a distinct possibility. So, let's stick him there. Let's move this down, because now that I know where he needs to be, he needs to be below all of these. History stats, superstars. There we go. Right, so I've got this picture in here. All I do is just go in and find something different. Boop. To me, to be fair. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll remove whatever effects that I have on him. So he's got an outer glow on him at the moment. Take that off him. He's fine there. What I'll probably do is go on here and see if I can find something. Let's pop this one up there. What would I put on here? I suppose it would be Custom Superstar WWE 2K. If I can just go into the images, and I'll see if there's anything that's any good, or even just a backstage thing, actually. Let's see. What we'll just generally do is just try and find a nice image that I think kind of conveys what I want it to do. Could be locker rooms. God, there's a lot here. SmackDown hotels, backstage. I mean, quite frankly, I could probably... I'm not fussed about changing that right now. I don't think it's really that bad. But I'd probably just take that and maybe fade a little bit. So, I'll just add a color overlay to it, just darken it a little bit. And then you can edit the superstar career history. I love things like this, so trying to find something that kind of puts forward a career history. It's kind of like, let's think, if we're gonna go for it. I like a WWE annual. Let's stick. Have we got a 2020 annual in here? Maybe we have got a 2020 annual. We've got a 2021 annual now already. Are you kidding? Is that real? That can't be real. Jesus, already. That is truly awful. Already. So what I'll do is something like this is I'll hit my snipping tool, snippity snipping tool, just move it over here, grab this over here, and then just grab as many of these as I can, kind of get a nice size, pop, close that down. $6.99 for a WWE 2K21 annual. Unbelievable. Get my snipping tool out, take it, copy it, move it back over to Photoshop, stick it in. And then let's take a look, see if I can get it here. So, shrink that down, see where it needs to go. Did I get some white on here? I did. That's terrible of me. Let's remove that. Goodbye. So, I need to find out where I put that area. You, not you. Move over. This. Turn it off. Grab this, move it on in. I feel like some of these, because you don't really want to just turn it a little bit like that. A little bit like that. A little bit like that. I like that. I prefer that better. And then I don't. Could probably move this down a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Right. Now what I'll do is I'll use this to cut in the edges. Nice, simple. And then let's stick a color overlay on it, just darken that down. So you kind of get an idea of what you're going for like this. Oh, that looks horrible when I just saw that. What is happening there? Don't mess with me from far away. Awful. So you kind of get an idea. Let's take a look at some of these comments that are coming through now. Wish that you could just type in the name of a past wrestler and play as them. Yeah. You would have the option to turn injuries, but only for offline universe. Let's take a look. If you hit Windows Shift and S, you get the newest snipping tool. I'm not really bothered by it. I quite like the plainness of the old one. Do you know what will be the Virtual Basement Wrestling game name will be? Well, William Beatty, yes I do, because I made the trailer for it and the splash screen for their website and a lot of the marketing materials. Basically, when you see Virtual Basements or their trailer, just take into account I made that. It's their logo, it's their name, it's theirs, but but I gave it its overall feel, which was incredible of them to give me the opportunity to do that. Very, very humbled and proud to do that, which I just thought was incredible of them. So big props to Virtual Basement for letting me get involved with this. Very, very cool. Also, do you think Ukes is working with AEW? I would say that if it was going to be anybody, it would be them. They would be working with Ukes, yeah. Because I don't see who else they could go with. That's just me being completely honest. Let's take a look. For those that saw Def Jam Twitter post about a new Def Jam fighting game, that was a shame when they teased it and not said anything. No, I think they just wanted the 1 million followers, didn't they? Have anyone at 2K talked to you about these reboots? I really like to see them use these ideas. Roy Kirk, yes, they have. I've spoken to the executive, the top guy, Patrick Gilmore, a few times, actually, quite a few times, about the ideas and where you can go with them, how you can take them, how they would be defined, and kind of built on it from there. So yeah, good things coming by all accounts, if they're really following through. Can you personally dictate how you go through career mode as well? Can you make a finisher or unique moveset? So I wouldn't say, because I haven't really planned for a creative finisher or anything like that. Moveset, you'll be able to obviously customize that as you go through your career. You'll unlock stuff using experience points, which you'll even gain experience points by going training at the performance centers. You can earn experience points by actually wrestling, pulling off moves in the match, playing to your alignment. Like, say for instance, for Chrono Creed, it's a vicious heel. You'll get experience points for doing other things outside of wrestling as well. You'll earn experience points in a lot of ways, but the main two ways will be actually wrestling a match to your style, the way that your character would do, and training at the performance center, and you'll be spending those points on getting them. Would there be a subcategory for fighting style like clean or dirty or hardcore? That's where the alignment goes, in my eyes. So that's something where it's like clean, dirty, hardcore. It's kind of like, vicious heel or hero face would be like the opposite of that. So yeah, there's play styles for those kind of things. A vicious heel is somebody who does use things like weapons a lot. You'll also get like dastardly heel or whatever. I'm just like throwing names out there because I haven't thought that deeply into it. But there will be that sort kind of deep thought when it comes into it. So you'll be able to see those kind of things happening. Does Patrick have a favourite wrestling game? Do you know what? I don't think I recall what he said. Could have been one of the SmackDown vs. Raws, I believe. I'm not sure. I possess it in more of your videos. Right, let's take a look. I know someone at 2K said they love No Mercy. Yeah, a lot of people love No Mercy, though. It's just one of those games, isn't it? Will moves be limited by the style you choose? In this, no. So, don't get me wrong, you'll be able to use whatever move you want. It's not an issue of using moves, it's more how you play. So say for instance, this vicious heel, you go ahead and you beat people with chairs and stuff like that. If you're a sneaky heel or whatever like that, you're more of the cheat and roll up. Something just happened. Oh, my alert didn't go off. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Thank you, Reventh Babu. Voice acted core or no? Well, I'm not going to give this away, but yes, yes, there will be. So you'll see that it will come, because that's going to be part of the story trailer. Which, as I mentioned earlier, if you weren't here at the start of the stream, the story trailer itself that will actually be star-studded community members all over the shop. So it is going to be good. Let's take a look. Oh, am I getting a poor status on my stream? That's not good. My stream status was excellent. Oh no. Looks like I'm upsetting my PC. Why? What is wrong with this thing? Okay, let me just check my... Why are you doing it? Okay. I seem to be having issues. If anybody wants to tell me how the stream actually is, because I don't know, somebody's got to tell me. Anybody having issues with the stream? Is it looking alright? Because I'm getting a lot of things telling me that there's problems with the stream. I've got no dropped frames though. What is happening? YouTube's lying to me. Damn it, YouTube. Okay, so let's take a look. I'll just go back to some of these. Can moves fail with fatigue? Haven't thought that deep. Have to think about that really. What microphone do I use? I got myself a Blue Yeti. Lovely, love this microphone. Yes, 2K22 Superstars personalities make a difference. Yeah, it'll basically reflect off their alignment and how they are, and what they're like. Viking, who's the person people say you look the most like celebrity-wise? I get a lot of Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Like a lot. Which I suppose is... yeah. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Quite a possibility. Right. Good. It's good to see all of you saying that it looks and works fine. That is nice. Here's songs in the background. I think I remember from the SmackDown vs. Raw games. It is literally me just on YouTube, just SmackDown vs. Raw soundtracks. Like I'm not even gonna. Can we just skip this one because I remember this one? No, turn that one. This one. Is this the one? No. God, I remember that. Jeez. Maybe I switched to 2009. I do like me some 2009. What is this? I don't want that. I just want the 2009 soundtrack. There we go. Can we just do that? Yeah. Is that fine? Is that really 2009? That doesn't look like 2009. No, that's a lie. Somebody's telling porkies. Thanks for that. 2008, 2009 themes. 2008? Why is 2009? No. I'm not. No. Could this be it? That's just the actual 2009. Amazing. Right, so let's go back to this. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be bad. It's fine though. I'm walking away, not touching that one. Actually, I'm going to check my emails now, just because I know it'll come up if I've got something wrong. It'll say, "Hey, copyright. Turn around. Go away. Cancelling your live stream." It's going to come up now, isn't it? So, let's take a look. Is there any way you could combine styles? Not all would be compatible. High flyer and hero / fan favorite. No, because I think that you could still be a high flyer and be an absolute douchebag. So, look at very early Eddie Guerrero. It's absolutely fine. That is 2009. Can you have a manager in your career, and even in the matches, can they help? Yes, managers will be part of this MyCareer, so you will get managers, you will have managers that you will need to keep your relationship with their managers, and the managers will be able to secure you better contracts. They'll be able to help you at ringside. They may even bring you in and form a stable. There's a lot of things that are going to be factors in my version of the game, which is actually not real and kind of sad that it's not. So, will you only be playable as a male? No, there will be a female MyCareer as well, which I believe... Do I have that one? Is that over here? Where is it? There was a picture that I had from an early version, which is the same... Take a look. Move this one over here. No, that wasn't it. Was it? No. No, but there is actually a female MyCareer. You can do the same thing. It's just a female. All the same things, except you go down a different path. You're only facing the women, but you'll be able to do different things too. So you're not moving that. You're not losing out. You are definitely going to be able to play as a woman. Weapon physics used to be way more on SmackDown vs. Raw series rather than WWE 2K. It's the same weapons physics, man. It's just the way they use, the way they interact is different. They've kind of changed a few of the rules. Don't ask me why. I don't know whether that's to do with the upgrade from PS3 to PS4, like that gen to this gen, so last gen to current gen, where they had to change stuff with the physics engine and stuff like that, or whether it was just something else. I don't know. But the physics engine that they have right now is being completely stripped out, and redone. Hey, I missed a part of your stream. Would you be able to what would be under the relationships menu? Lucas, that will be your relationships with other WWE superstars, managers, staff, things like that. Can't wait to see the Virtual Basement Wrestling game trailer you put together. Thank you. I can't wait either for people to see it. Can you make a shop in the game that you win points with points? That wins you points and you can unlock WWE Legends? No, I'm not going to do anything like that because the store in this is going to be only for cosmetics and things like that. Will weapons remain broken in the ring? I don't know. In this, I suppose you could say yeah. I'm not really thinking of the gameplay aspect of optimization design. I'm thinking of just the game design of how it would play in my head. A really good game of WWE, but that could be left to interpretation, I suppose. The female one is on Twitter as well. Yeah, I thought it was Mad Ham. Well, WWE 2K, does it take your ideas up on managers and help them more instead of standing there waving their arms? Well, it happens. ECJ Extreme. This is fake. It's gotta be. Is it? Are you new here, ECJ? Just double checking. ECJ that stands for the European Court of Justice, right? This is, if you haven't seen this before, I do a series called Reboots, which is where I make, shall we say, better versions of what WWE 2K have put out. and WWE 2K have actually been taking my ideas on board, seemingly, so they are listening. Will wins and losses actually matter? Not really. No. I mean, yes and no for story-wise, for unlocking branching stories down the line. Because the social media selection, can you live stream training or build up match type? No. I don't think it will be anything like that. The social media, the aspect of it there, is mainly for interacting with fans to get your popularity up, which is probably another thing that I would have to add, but it would probably just add on to your legacy, as in the points thing. So it would probably be things like how you interact with other superstars or stuff like that. You know, maybe, I don't know. Makes me sad that these are so good because we might not get the full versions. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, it seems pretty promising at the moment with what they're going with. So, we shall have to see later down the line. Kind of want to stick this GM move because I have to get rid of that. That's going to go. This is going to go. Don't need that. Store. That can go. These can go. That can go. All these images can go. Leave these two in here for placeholders now. I can probably fix those again later on, so that's fine. Let's check the visit GM. Oops. Let's take a look. Nope. No, that's good. Let's take a look on this one. Right. I'm just trying to get all these details in. Okay, so you guys are absolutely loving this. Can't believe there's over 200 people watching this right now. Mad Hatter, there isn't been anything new on Patreon yet, and the main reason is because I have been flat out with lots of stuff. So let's take a look. I'm gonna turn that one right off. That can go. VB do put in great work. 2K are listening as well. There's a lot of people. The thing is that I'm kind of sat here, and right now, as a wannabe game designer, I suppose you could say, as a wannabe game designer, I'm currently having a lot of great ideas, but I don't really have any formal training or knowledge, no university degree in any of this. This is all just me and my animation and planning and things like that. So right now I'm kind of the guy that has the ideas but is technically really unemployable because I don't have a way to get in with any of these people, if you see what I mean. So when it comes to things like this, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, literally, because I don't have the qualifications, essentially, but I have the know-how to present the ideas, and they're good ideas. So at the moment it's kind of a catch-22 with how things are going to go with that. Maybe later down the line, but that's another reason why I'm picking up some books on game design, because, well, I kind of want to make myself necessary, you know, for this section of gaming, for wrestling games. I would like to be the person that somebody goes, do you know who's got good ideas? that guy. Let's get him. Let's bring him on board. Let's take some of the design ideas. Let's try and implement them because he's got good ideas. But I know that I'm a long way off where I need to be that person. You know, you've got your people. Like, it's a massive take. It's a massive thing when somebody says to you, you know, what do you want to do? And it's like, I would love to be the Hideo Kojima of wrestling games. That would be insane, right? That's like a lofty goal. That's like shooting for the stars, right? But if you could turn around and say, this guy is the Hideo Kojima of wrestling games, he designs these wrestling games, they are freaking amazing, wouldn't put it down. That's kind of where I'd love to be, but whether that would happen, it probably wouldn't, but that's just where I am. And Sushi Poodle, I do that by using Photoshop. It's just what I do. How far along is development with VB? I don't know. They're doing okay, but in all reality, they're having to focus on their other game at the moment, Mean Greens, because they need that game to sell so they can get the money in to develop the wrestling game. So if you've got a spare however much Mean Greens is, go out, get that game, and you'll be supporting them, so it's cool. Video is the virtual basement they reveal trailer. I won't be releasing it personally. It's not going to be an exclusive on my channel. I've made it, so my fingerprints are all over it. That trailer is my conception with their logo, with their name, and I'm hoping, because they seem to love it. They got feedback from some of the wrestlers that are in the game, and they seem to love it. Like I said, it's just a name reveal trailer, so it's not like it's going to have gameplay or anything like that in it, so just bear that in mind. We're on the road to this, so Hideo Kojima isn't on your level. I mean he is. He's a lot further. Don't say never. Speak into existence where you got it, didn't you? WWE 2K22, do you think it will be like 2K15 in terms of it's too realistic because Battlegrounds will be Ultimate Arcade, so it needs to make 2K22 arcadey? I would like to think that Battlegrounds will fill the void of the arcade and they can remove, because in mine, the stupid stuff is gone. Like, the whole Frankenstrowman and the weird steampunk stuff, it's all gone. Like, it's all gone from this. This is a pure simulation fighting game. That is what it is. It's a wrestling fighting game, but with the theatrics of fight. It's a fighting game with the theatrics of wrestling, which is what it is. It's a total wrestling simulation. TWS, Total Wrestling Simulation. That's what it should be called. Yeah, one of the two. And our people with degrees aren't even that good. You keep doing your thing. Thanks, Crash. Let's take a look. Are you more of a GM mode player or a MyCareer player? I'm kind of both. I like MyCareer because I like playing as somebody like myself and making myself go through the things that I will never experience. So that's the kind of point for MyCareer mode, isn't it? It's kind of to live out that dream that you wanted to. So it's a shame. Is there a way to get released, like from an injury or something? Yes. I believe there will be a case of you being released. There are backup plans, just like my GM mode. If you do get released, you will end up going to one of the promotions that was in the previous iterations of a WWE game, so like LAW, BCW, things like that. Thanks, Bobby Lee Ross. Kojima is cool, but how many times has he rebooted an obscure game mode for an obscure game in an obscure industry? It's not that obscure, it's kind of worldwide, isn't it? Wow, Vikeside Gamer, that's an amazing universe mode you've made. It's MyCareer mode. I mean, I've done universe mode, but thank you if you're talking about the universe mode. Where people said arcade, I don't think they wanted Frankenströmen. Nah, they didn't. They didn't want Frankenströmen. It was a very weird thing. I'm not sure why they did it. It was very strange. So I don't know what to say about it really. Right, let's grab this. So, when you say arcade removed, does that mean stuff like putting ladders on tables will never happen again? No, when I say arcade, I mean stupid things like the hands coming out of the ring to hold onto you in one place, and using hype and turning blue and putting your hand in the air and just having a fireball get into it because you're doing power pull punches and stuff like that. Look, if we're gonna do gimmick things in a 2K game, Poison Mist is beautifully done, fantastically executed in WWE games. Use that, it's beautiful, you don't need much else. If you want to do fancy stuff, like the hands coming out of the bottom of it, really, it's got to be like a payback or a cutscene or something where a person gets dragged to hell and it's like a fatality from like Mortal Kombat or something. So you have this in Photoshop. How do you make it animate with the moving lasers and stuff? Lasers. I use After Effects after doing it all in Photoshop. So I will take all of these layers, everything. I will save all of this, and I will open it up in After Effects and animate it all layer by layer, bit by bit. No more stupid magic book. No more stupid magic book, guys. Will the MyCareer storyline be connected to past storylines in wrestling games? If I had my way, no, not at all. This is a completely fresh start. You won't see, maybe you'll get like Baron Blade, because BCW, I would envision that being in the game. But I would have it disconnected apart from Baron Blade. As far as I'm concerned now, when I first started playing the 2K versions of the game, hated Baron Blade, disgusted me, did not want to do anything with him, didn't want him to be part of the game. No, hated Baron Blade. Just hated him with a passion. And now, over the last 5 years, or however long he's been in the game, I've kind of just like everybody else, he's a mainstay, isn't he? Couldn't do anything without Baron Blade now. He's a mainstay. You've missed the Matt Hardy stuff. I think everybody will miss the Matt Hardy stuff. That's going to dramatically change career mode. Really, they need to shift it the other way now, because they can't do the zany stuff that they did before. Matt Hardy's not there. The Fiend's there, but he's more locked in, like, not zany stuff. I don't know. There's a lot to go through. So, I am going to grab some things for this. We need to visit the GM. We're in the Performance Center, so who's the GM for the Performance Center? Well, at the moment, you don't really have a GM. Instead, what you'll be doing is you'll be visiting your head trainer, which, if you know, that will be Matt Bloom. So let's go ahead, jump into incognito mode. Matt Bloom, NXT. Some of these are just tragically unfortunate. Let's take a look. Yeah, I could just grab this one. That's fine. So I'll just... Oh, I've saved it as a WebP. Oh god, why does it always do this to me? Alright, so... Let's just copy the link address. Because I haven't bothered... What are you doing? Copy image address. Because I haven't installed... You can get a plugin. Convert. Right. Save the image. Boom. So you can get a plugin for Photoshop that will allow WebPs to work. You'll be able to open and save as for WebPs, but you can't in this. Yeah, I haven't installed it. It's annoying. So let's drag this in now. Boop. There he is. Lovely Matt Bloom. I like to get a decent kind of size of him in. He doesn't need all of his head in. So, see, if you make him too big, he doesn't really fit in, and then it's just this floating head in a box, which style-wise just doesn't really meet the requirements, right? So let's shrink him down a bit. Doesn't need his full head in there. Probably shrink him down a bit more. Could probably do about that. Now, what I'll do is I'll grab him. Where is he? He is all the way at the top. Shocking. Right, okay, so let's stick it there. So he's underneath. Now what I'm going to do before I do anything is I'm just going to chop him off here, so I know what it's going to look like, roughly. God damn it. Rasterize the layer. This is why you learn your shortcuts. See, I don't think that looks too bad. So let's grab that. We'll pop that there. That's fine. Beautiful. And let's just add a little bit of an overlay to it so it darkens it a little bit. It's nice. Yeah, so we've got Matt there. I would probably put a little background to him as well, actually, if I'm going to be honest. So let's go here. What's WEW? James. What's wee wee? Honestly, sometimes my fingers just run away. Let's check one of these. Do you know what? I could probably go with that. That's quite nice. Let's stick that in. Let's stick it under. Because you're not visiting. Where is he? Is that it? That's it. Okay. See, I like that. That's a nice size. Now, this is one of the nice things about this, right? Because I can stick this now in the middle. Zoom in, and this is the good thing because these are all the same size. Except that needs to come a little bit more like that. Okay. Right. Okay. Is that the middle? That feels like it's more the middle. Okay. Well, let's just check. Yeah, I'm going to move that over a little bit more. Actually, that needs to come back a little more still. Right. That should be fine. Let's click this. These are all the same size, so I can check the size against this one. Please don't tell me you need rasterize them as well. What did I just cut off? Where did you... Right. Let's try that again. Roughly get it the same size as there. Cut it off. Same with this side. Just above the line for the outline. Cut it off. Follow the bottom one because the other one has an inside glow. Come on. There we go. Right, so, and then just this one as well. Right, so you can see that's got the performance center on the back there. Just add a color overlay to that too. And boom, you got a visit GM button. It's that simple. Let's take a look at some of the comments now. How the rivalry is set in 2K. Everybody does. There should be an outdoor options for creating arena so I can make like bash the beach on an actual beach. Do you know what? That would be super cool. I wouldn't mind that. Yay, fake PNG. Yep, of course. Well, technically, yeah. You have to, don't you? Why don't have commentary names in 2K like every other sports game has them? FIFA, Fight Night. I think they do and they don't. In your vision, is there a way to add maybe 1 or 2 friends and make an online version of MyCareer? I'd have to think about a way that would be implemented, if I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of focusing on the single-player core gameplay first, but that's something I could probably consider. Matt Blue's cool, but I don't want to stare at his enlarged face 2K22. No, nobody does. But that's fine. You're not going to. He's not looking you directly in the eyes all the time. He's not going to follow you around the screen. I'm sure you'll be fine. Raw with a new song and theme would be good. Look, I've got some other reboots that are coming up. That are going to be different. They're going to be not reboots per se, but new features that I've been thinking about that the game could really, really benefit from. And I've kind of pitched them to Patrick already, and he's intrigued. But he wants to see how I would put them forward. Let's take a look. Damn VSG, you got me thinking of Elijah Burke after you went and put the SVR 2009. Yeah, I know, Elijah Burke's a legend, but he's in the new Virtual Basement game, so that's good, it's fine. Are there any particular games that help your vision for MyCareer menus? Maybe UFC? No. But you know what, I got UFC, I did pre-order it, but I haven't been really watching any of the videos that people have been putting out, because I kind of wanted to experience it for myself. So I played it the first time today. But all the planning that I've done so far for this was all mapped out on a Word document. So what I do is I usually open a Google document when I first start doing this, and I'll start planning then. And I'll come up with the menus that I need and the functionality and what it does and how to balance it. And then I'll list things out in bullet points and how the menu sequences are supposed to go. This one I've done a little bit on the fly for the next one because the locker room was kind of a new addition. Everything was supposed to be on the ready screen. But then I came up with the concept of having this whole section here which tells you about your character, what he is, what he's doing, you know, his milestones, stuff like that. And I thought that's pretty cool. I want to keep that on all the menus as a kind of a shortcut. So the locker room is a new addition. The calendar is a new addition. I kind of designed these they're just my own designs, really. Can women be in the same stable or tag team as a man, and are the rivalries with more than one person, or you'd see how 2K rivalries have them fighting every week, build up anticipation. I mean, this is the stupid thing. Say you get like a 3-way rivalry, right? I'm just fidgeting in my seat. Okay, so you get a 3-way rivalry. How many times have you seen a 3-way rivalry right now? You don't generally. What you see is a stable rivalry. We've lost the music again. Why does this keep happening? Does that mean we have to move on to 2010? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Right, okay, here we go. Boom. Right, let's just hope that nothing happens to any of these then. Because that would just be absolutely terrible. Do you know, I might go back to 2007. I did like 2007. So, yeah. Let's take a look. Imagine as a small wrestler in the game being able to choose different indie promotions to go to. So, yeah, as I was saying, you see stables versus stables, right? This is what you see generally. You see generally stables versus stables, and people will have matches inside the stable versus other people in the other stable. So technically, you're having rivalries with different people, but because they're from different groups. Like, say, for instance, at the moment, you've got the group that is Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, and whoever the hell decides to come to their aid. But it's really those two against Seth Rollins and his stable, of which... Actually, where is Austin Theory? Like, I've been wondering this for a little while. I'm not sure what's happened to him. But yeah. That's one thing you'll see. So I would say that triple threat rivalries could come into it, but it would be centered around something, not just for the sake of a triple threat rivalry. I would say that triple threat rivalries would be centered around championships. People wanting to definitely get their championship is between these 3 people trying to be the best. That's how I'd imagine it anyway. Do you know any 2K22 official features? I know things that they're working on, but I will not be telling you anything. In career mode, will you have a generic name like Buzz? Will they make you have a name select and you can hear how the name sounds, what everyone calls you? Yeah, anything like that that's like the name, I'm cutting it. You will not be having, because let's face it, the last 3 names have just been so bad. It's hurt my soul. So no, you will not be being called Buzz or Trey because you slipped on a tray, or Red because you see red because you're just an angry person who has obviously a lot of deep emotional worries and issues that are now being taken into a rest. You're not doing it, okay? Pick your own name, live your own life in this game, to be a superstar. That's what this is. It's your legacy. That's what I'm going for here. Let's take a look. Can WWE 2K really have Steam Workshop support for superstars and arenas and movesets and entrance and graphics mods? I believe officially it's something they want to implement. A secret suspension for Theory. Austin Theory got suspended. He was accused. Ooh. Oh no, not Theory, really? People. That's not right. Why would they do that? That's not right. I can't deal with things like that. Yeah, shame. I was thinking there'd be something better than that. I thought better of certain people, obviously, in the wrestling industry, but I was wrong. Very wrong indeed. Which is a damn shame. So, you think it's for saying and acting bad? Who says and acts bad? That's just terrible, though. People just need to sort themselves out. No, nothing's been confirmed. WWE like to keep this super duper quiet, do their own investigations, and then just toss it out to the side and kind of let stuff sort itself out. Which is it's their own investigation. You have no idea what's going on, and I think they kind of prefer to keep it that way. So as far as it's like with the whole Dream thing, apparently, as far as they're concerned, it's case closed, and they're just going to move on from it. Let's grab this. Right, let's grab this. Because Twitter seems to be like the main one. What we'll probably do is just grab some Twitter logos or something. I wonder actually if we can maybe I'm having a brainwave. Let's grab this. Boop. Let's go to File, New from the clipboard. Stick it in there. Hello. Right. So let's delete this. This is what we're working with. This is the actual size of that panel. What if what if I took this bad boy? Come here, you. Boom. Right. Look at those eyes! I didn't even realise they were red and green. This guy is the result of oh, he's gone. Oh, how creepy is that? He's just staring at you. Freaky. Anyway, so this guy's the result of 2K19's randomized superstar in the created superstar section, right? So, which is quite good. Don't get me wrong. There are some absolutely shocking and weird things that are in that randomizer, but some of them don't turn out too bad. So let's stick him in here. And let's see if we can give him a bit of a mask. Well, that's not what I wanted, was it? Okay, fine, you do that. Right, let's just elliptical. Right, so no. Right, so grab that. Now grab him, move him over. Right, let's see if we can get a bit of a stroke. See, stroke's shocking. Don't like it. However, it's fine for now. Let's get the ellipse tool out. Let's turn the fill off. Let's get the fill for this. Don't you... Ooh. Right, let's grab this. Stick it out on the side. Move it up. Not that much. And let's change this to... No, right there. There you go. Sometimes this program, man. Let's change that from 823. Line it up so it's nice. Let's give him a Twitter handle. Boom. Boom. Up he goes. Connor Creed. Let's grab this. Move this down. Get the color. Turn it white. Pop. There we go. What is that? Do you want to... Why was that so small? What are you doing? Right. Are you actually... Yeah, okay, fine. It wants to play sillies. Right, okay. Listen. Just move. No. So, yeah, so what we can do is probably get social media in this game. We'll actually give him a name. We'll give him an @ We'll give him followers. This is something else that we'll be able to get as well. Replace the logo with tout. No! I don't know. We'll think about it. Regarding 2K22, I don't want to like say anything regarding it currently right now, because like I said, it is still very early doors. But good strides are being made. So, and that is what I keep saying. Good strides being made. Can WWE 2K22 have cross-play and cross-platform community creations? I'm pretty sure that's on their list of things to do, and it's very strongly something they're pushing for. Would your social media actually be worth having, or just cosmetic? I think that having social media would be another good dynamic for building relationships with other superstars, landing advertising opportunities for extra money, and also for other means. Could be. There'll be a few reasons to do it, even down to earning a bit of extra cash in game. Right, let's take a look. I know this guy. Hey, Everything Pro Wrestling. Conman Creed. In the next Universe GM mode, do you think you'd be able to go see your previous shows? Dunno, maybe. How's things going? Everything Pro Wrestling, hopefully good. Right, let's grab, not this one, because this one isn't being as much of a silly bugger, so we can shrink this one down. Whoa, not that much. Oop. Let's give it a new one. How many followers should he have? Yeah, let's just call it 2069, you filthy buggers. Let's turn that up. Okay, 2069. No, don't do that. You're fine. Leave it. Don't stop it. Grab that. Copy paste it. Move it over. So yeah, it's the other way around, isn't it? He's not going to be one of these guys. Follow back for a follow. It's not going to be like that. 1. But let's move that over, because it's not right that it's there. I don't like that it's there. He's following one person. Let's take a look. What will social media be used for? I think I just went through that. Did I? I think I did. So the social media will be for speaking to other superstars that are cross-brand. It will be for doing contracts and social media stuff, getting more money if you can do advertisements, things like that. Gaining followers, which should follow that if you get followers on social media, that more people will buy your merch, because merch is in this year. I say that like it's my game. It's not a real game. I keep saying this. It's not a real game. Ignore me. In my version of my completely not real game, it's there. So turns out the one person he follows is his mum. It might well be. Who would he follow though? I'll leave you guys to think about that. Who's the one person that Connor Creed is following? You see this man down a dark alley, you don't go near him. He's not happy to see you. So let's grab this. Let's head back to the menu room. Let's plop it in. Oop. You're gonna sit nicely in there? Yeah? No? What are you gonna do? Like get nicely. No, you're not gonna play nicely, are you? Down one. Left one. Let's just take a look. Right, okay, there we go. So that's gone. Right, let's line up the bottom. Up one, right, there. Right, that's lined up. The top isn't lined up. Why isn't the top lined up? Right, in any case, you there, and colour overlay. Damn it. Okay. I love this track. It's so good. Okay, let's grab. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Copy layer style. Grab this. No, don't move. You've been told. Paste layer style. Oh, what are you doing? This was a bad idea, wasn't it? Okay, off you go. Let's just stop trying to place you as a one thing. Oh god, what did I do? Right, where's the other shape layer? This is where things go wrong. Where is it? Superstar stuff, turn layer. No. Where's the other layer? Social media. Social media's over here. Layer, 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 layer. That layer, not that layer. Layer, not that layer. Ah, where's my layer? Performance center, back V, ellipse, layer, layer, layer. Not that layer, not that layer. Oh god. No, 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 no. That one? Yes! Oh Christ, that was weird there for a minute. Okay, so, let's just take all this. Don't touch any of that. You. In fact, all of you. Just you lot come with me. Pop you all in here. Well, where did he go? You as well. Right, so they're all there now. And you can just fit nicely in there. Don't do that. Yeah, because I didn't merge them all. I should really merge them all. Let's merge these. Merge those layers. Take this. Pop that there. Now it's not going to mess me around. Stick it in the middle. Come on, put it nicely there. Put it nicely, 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 nicely. Need that line. Once you got the pink line, you know it's in the middle. I'm going to leave that right there. And then I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to add that color overlay, which darkens it down a little bit. Can't agree. Social media done. Love it. He is smooth, right, Bobby? He is smooth. Got this song. Yeah, everybody's got this song. It's a good song. But then I've got this on here, and I'm thinking to myself that if I don't stop talking, I'm gonna get a strike, which is just gonna be absolutely shocking. So maybe I'm just gonna stop, get it off the stream. That would be absolutely shocking. James so focused, like, how can you not rock out to this? I'm rocking out inside in my head, like, it's crazy. You don't want to be in there right now, but yes, you're kind of getting the idea. Let's grab this. Let's see. Look at this. What is this? I can't believe there's an annual for 2021 already. Get out of here. And that's insane, right? Okay. Mine from my promotions, ladies and gentlemen, by Saliva. Because you get bookings with indie promotions through social media. This is something that I am going to say with this game, which I did totally forget. Because that's just typical of me, right? So, yes, when you are, say for instance, Connor Creed right now, he's in the Performance Center, right? He's not, you can see right there it is, selected Performance Center. Right now he is in the Performance Center. He's level 5, on his way to level 6. Because he's not officially part of the NXT roster yet, he is still a member of the Performance Center where he's getting better, he's training, something like that. This is the portion of the game where you, as the player, will be contracted out to other companies. So before Evolve was bought by WWE, I don't know what they're doing with Evolve. My plan was to have you go to Evolve in game. You would perform at Evolve, you would wrestle people at Evolve, you'd also wrestle people at BCW, LAW. You'd go out and you'd earn a name at these different places. So this is still my idea of what's going to be happening. is basically you will start off around there in the Performance Center before you earn your way and get those levels that you need and the experience that you need to get into NXT. And then when you're in NXT, you know, you'll be able to wrestle on NXT in the lower cards and go to places like Evolve as well. And you may get called up for things like, as your level progresses higher, you may get called up to be in the Royal Rumble. You know, you'll be offered to go to like Raw or SmackDown or wherever. And, you know, you can turn them down. You could spend your entire career in NXT if you wanted to. The idea is that you have the choice as the player. This isn't a guided, you must go to this section now. This is the next step of the story. That's not what this My Career is about. This My Career is purely you doing what you do best. EPW as well, everything pro wrestling. Yeah, so it's going to be a case of you get to choose where you go, what you want to do, how you want to spend your career in WWE. But of course, if you do certain things, say for instance, if you stay in NXT, in my version of My Career, that means that you'll never experience a run-in with The Fiend, because The Fiend is a main roster exclusive kind of thing. You go there and, you know, you'd have this experience. But then again, you could go to Raw or SmackDown. The Fiend could be drafted to Raw or SmackDown, and you may still not have an encounter with The Fiend, because I would have certain things happen on certain days or points, you know, in the game. You wouldn't just be a case of, I'm going to play through a linear story. The story is literally interwoven to your choices and how you decide to do things on a day-to-day basis. Say, for instance, the way that I'd have The Fiend unlocked is that you're wandering backstage at a SmackDown event, and this one time, kind of like the old SmackDown vs. Raw games, how you're running around the backstage, you know, as you do when you interact with certain people. But you may find a door in a backstage area that wasn't there before on a particular day, and the door leads to the Firefly Funhouse, the set of the Firefly Funhouse, and that's how you'd start a rivalry with Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. In my version of My Career, it'd be a case of certain things happen at certain points, and you can either choose to walk through that door, you may completely skip it entirely, but there'd just be a random door. This is how I'd set out the My Career. It's all about all the choices you make, the things that you miss, which adds replayability as well. There's so many things and different ways you could miss it. You just go back through again. That's what I wanted to do. Can you simulate shows even if you're booked? Yeah, but you won't really earn as much from them. You'll want to play with them. What if Next Gen had it where you be in my community where you wrestle other people's wrestlers? Yeah, it'll depend on strong solid server. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, Cameron, the idea was with the Performance Center is that it's an online hub. It's also offline, so you don't have to be online to use it. Because you'll have wrestlers there, but there'll be an online hub with other people there as well that you can wrestle in the Performance Center, and you'll both get experience points for it. That's where I was going with that. I don't mean to ruin UFC 4 for you, but there's a similar thing to what you're going for. If you want, you could stay at the WFA champ for your whole career. Yeah, and this is the thing. When UFC 4 dropped their My Career trailer, I was intrigued, so I watched it. And as I watched it, I was like, that's in my My Career notes. 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 Have they been reading my My Career notes? What is happening right now? It was weird, but it just goes to show that I'm obviously on some sort of right track if other people are looking at these things and doing very similar things. Not necessarily, not like they're copying me, because, you know, mine were on my Google document, my Google Drives. You know, I don't share these things out. I'm just saying that obviously somewhere great minds thinking alike, which is cool. What about returning, i.e. Charlotte Flair? What you mean if you are injured? Yes, there will be injury return angles and things like that. Yeah, I don't like linear games. I believe that when it comes to things like a My Career, it should be down to choice and relationships and things like that, because in this as a My Career game, I believe that there should be a little bit of a backstage politicking thing. So yes, if you rub shoulders with the GM, then of course you're going to get a bit more special treatment when it comes to certain things. But as you level up anyway with your legacy, and you get this legacy up and you get your level up, you'll unlock more bonuses anyway, because as you become a main eventer, you're going to have more sway with the GMs anyway. So you'll be able to get more opportunities that way, as well as naturally getting more opportunities because you're a main eventer. You know, this is just how things will progress. Like NBA 2K Park Mode, yeah, a little bit like that for the Performance Center, yeah. Will the Raw on SmackDown and pay-per-view backstage be different to 2K22? I mean, I don't know how they would do it differently for each one. I mean, I'd imagine that backstages are different anyway. You know, no backstages is the same because no arenas are exactly the same, but you never know. When are we going to get your game? Somewhere between never and infinite never, it seems like. So that is the sadness. That is the sadness. It's going to be like your world, your choice. No. The slogan is it's gonna, yeah, that is what it is. It's the slogan that I sort of came up with as a working slogan was well, I can't remember what was it, because I had the 2K21 thing, but this one's all about legacy. So it's all about making that legacy, becoming the greatest. You know, and having that 7-star match, and things like that, you know, so that's what I'm kind of aiming for anyway. I feel like I haven't gotten loads done, but I've been hanging out with you guys a lot, which is cool, so so I'm happy with that, so it doesn't bother me. What I'm probably going to do, let's take a look. I can't believe that we've been running this, what, how long now? How long have we been running this? Oh man. 2 hours. 2 hours. How will years progress through a story or a limited number of matches a year? Yeah, it will run through as it does normally. So you'll run through your week by week. You can go, are we really out of songs again? Man, I keep running out of songs. Let's go back to the 2007 soundtrack because that was just amazing. Boop. There we go. Love that soundtrack. Such a good soundtrack. So, what were we talking about? Yeah, about going through the matches a year. So yeah, it would be a case of, well, you're going to have a match if you're in NXT every Wednesday. I mean, if you're going to be in Raw, you're going to go every Monday. If you're going to not be at those two, you might have, if you want to, you might be asked to participate in a live show once a week. You could do the training in between your official show matches. So you're going to go, you know, literally day by day, or you can just skip loads and not do anything. It doesn't really matter. You can simulate it, which is the whole point of the calendar, which I have at the end. So yeah. My career slogan: you define your legacy. Is there really going to be a Hall of Fame status or a GOAT? Yeah, it's going to be a GOAT meter, isn't that? Yeah, there was eventually the whole point of the mode is that because you're aiming to get your legacy, you're supposed to be like greatest of all time / Hall of Famer. That's what you're aiming for in the end. And of course, before you actually get Hall of Famer, before you earn that accolade, because technically you would retire in game, you'd retire your character in the game when you get Hall of Famer. The penultimate level of your legacy, whereas there's recruit now, where you can see it around here, that will be future Hall of Famer. So let's take a look. Can you retire at any point in your career, even when not in the WWE? Yeah, you could if you want to. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. Will there create a backstage mode for 2K22? Don't know. Will there be longevity in this game? Will your overall degrade after time? Your overall will only go up, but it's kind of like the longevity with the injury, which UFC has. It's your injury that's really going to be causing the issues here, where it says healthy and your injury severity. Over time, your body will wear down, so you will still have good stats. You'll still be able to go, but as your injuries, kick in, that's where the issues are going to be. You're not going to be able to do as much without getting injured more and more frequently. Are you working on this game? This is not a real game. Oh man, that would suck. Imagine the time period when it seems like creative nothing for you after a month of the main roster. That would be the worst. I have an idea. If you're on one of the indie shows, you can evade, so like BCW Evasion or LLEW Evasion. That would be pretty cool. What if you could have your character be a 100 overall, so if you reach the highest level, making it the only character in all the games to be rated that, so if you play outside, you are the best? Well, yeah, that's kind of what you do. Take your character online then. Are you going to be able to choose what we're able to say our Hall of Fame speech? Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I mean, if you want to, it would probably be a text thing if you're wanting to say something to it. And if you want to plug in a keyboard to PS4, which you can do, by the way, and write a whole speech for it just to pop up on the screen, please feel free. That is totally down to you. If you after you finish career mode, you can do it again, but with anyone. But if your superstar ended as champion and history will continue with whoever you choose, I think that would be interesting. That you could stop and continue. For instance, I would be on board with you having multiple characters in WWE 2K games. So say for instance, if you've got Conor Creed here, and you also have a female superstar, that if you stop playing as Conor Creed, and you start playing as the female superstar, you would come across Conor Creed. You wouldn't have anything, like, you wouldn't interact with him, you wouldn't really do much with him. It's not like his stats would change. So for instance, if you had another male superstar and you came across Conor Creed, you could have a match with him, but he himself, his stats would never change in the game, because of where he is. But say for instance, if Conor Creed in this instance, it would be the same instance of time, but because Conor Creed would be frozen in that time period, technically if you wanted to, you could build up another superstar. If Conor Creed was for instance the Intercontinental Champion, and then we came in with your new superstar in between that, and then decided that you want to face Conor Creed for the Intercontinental Championship, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to do that. That would be quite cool, because then you could have a couple of your own characters in there. Will you play the Virtual Basement Wrestling game when it comes out? Pretty sure I will. Pretty sure. After legendary status, is there an idea for a one-time return match? I think that once you get to the Hall of Fame stage, that yeah, you'll be able to come back and keep doing matches, but like it would be like headline matches that you can just carry on doing. You'd be on the Lesnar kind of contract or the Undertaker kind of contract. You'd just be able to pick and choose when you want to face and who you want to face. It's all about your legacy. It's all that matters. It's fine. But also that would be pretty cool if you get to a character's level. You've leveled them out, you've maxed them out, they're a legend, they retire, they've got the Brock Lesnar Undertaker contract, and now you've started a new character, and you get the opportunity to face your old character and kind of pass the torch on, if you see what I mean. Like a lasting legacy of passing the torch from character to character. But then you'd never need to buy a new game. I'd just make the perfect wrestling game, and that'd be the issue. I feel like wrestling games need to have flaws. It's like my dad always used to say, 50, 60 years ago, they used to build appliances and they never used to break, and now they're all made to fail. So you have to buy a new one. Crazy. Do you think the Skill 3 should return? No! No. That thing was ugly, man. That was horrible. Horrible. Have you seen Journey of Wrestling? Yes, I have. I've had a little go of it. I don't have loads of time to play it, sadly. But yeah, was intrigued. Thought it was very good. Yeah, should be good. Can I go to Gorilla to view the show instead of just playing my match? No, because it's more of a you playing the matches for this. For my GM mode, yes. Question for me. I never thought I'd get a question for me. Do you think arcade wrestling games have a better representation of realistic matches between cruiserweights like Rey Mysterio versus Evan Bourne as opposed to WWE 2K19? I believe that if you give them arcade things like Battlegrounds, no, definitely not. No, yeah, it depends. There's a few different things. Here Comes the Pain, I mean, it's good. It just... There's a difference between some of the arcade stuff and how you interpret arcade and what aspect you're taking. Yeah, I kind of feel like you have to take a lot of things into account of what you're actually wanting for it. Let's say if you beat someone like Seth Rollins in your first few weeks in the main roster, what kind of impact would that have? In this mode, because if you first get on the roster, first say for instance you go to Raw, in your first few weeks in the main roster, you wouldn't be facing somebody like Seth Rollins. You would be booked appropriately for your level. So you'd face people that are a bit lower on the totem pole. But we just have to see. We have to see how it goes. You know, you kind of be booked appropriately for where you are. That is what I was getting at, really. One of these things I want 2K to implement is wrestler import from last year. Yeah, I don't know if they will, because it's doing a completely new build. Do you think stamina should be optional in 2K22? No. Personally, I like the stamina system. And if you look at my gameplay reboot, the stamina system is still there. I improved the HUD, but the one thing that's gone is reversal limits. So that's something that I really wanted to remove, because I did not like the idea of reversal limits. I thought that was stupid. That was just atrocious. There's better ways to make a game more tactical and have decent gameplay. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream here, because it is 11:15 at night. I am knackered, and I've had great talks with all of you. You have all been absolutely amazing and fantastic, so I just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in. You kind of got a view and insight into what I do, how I do things, and how my weird, quirky game design mind works. You never know, maybe something will come of something one day. For now, I am going to literally keep working at this for you guys, and hopefully to help WWE 2K improve their game, give them the ideas that they could use or improve on with mine. You know, but hopefully, like I said, if we can do this more often, then I can get chatting to you guys. And like I said, what I'll do is, if people want to join the Discord, I believe there is a link to the Discord on my Twitter. There is, 100%. My Twitter is literally twitter.com/VikingSizeGamer. There is a link on my main page. You can get through my Discord to that. And then if you start joining Discord, then what I might do is start bringing people onto a live chat where you can ask live questions. You can be part of the live stream, and we can do more. I really think that it's been quite a successful one. You're kind of seeing how I do things, and it's been really interesting talking to you guys and getting some thoughts. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.
tunnel. Terrorized speed, that's when I was still in the jungle. Sling it out.